What was a problem right here and right here is now a problem right here, and you're pissed. Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Aaliyah Miles and I am the founder of One of One Electrolysis, located right here in San Diego, California. In today's video, we'll discuss how waxing is causing more hair to grow, specifically in the most hormonal area of our body, the face, focusing on the jawline, chin, upper lip, even the sideburn areas. We'll also discuss how to aid your skin before and after your waxing treatments to help reduce hyperpigmentation, skin irritation, as well as those annoying ingrown hairs. Lastly, I'll explain when you can slowly transition into electrolysis and why you should opt for electrolysis before you decide to wax your face. Let's get into it. It's no secret. Waxing is ruining your skin. It ruined my skin. I'm here to tell you it's ruining yours too. You cannot wax without tweezing. Tweezing stimulates hair growth. Many people get into waxing because they notice that the tweezing just isn't doing what it needs to do. Or you're starting to notice that more hair growth is appearing. So the best way to tackle this is with waxing. Oftentimes people get into waxing because they've either seen someone else do it, they were advised to do it, or they just came across a product in the store that could help with this little patch of hair that they're experiencing. You usually start with a little 2x2. That's usually how it starts. A little 2x2 you can apply to the skin and warm up with your hand, right? Because that's what the instructions told them to do, and just quickly tear it off. And yes, as the first time, it's gonna appear like all the hairs are gone, because they are gone. You didn't have many. That's no longer working, so you've leveled up and graduated to a legit in-home wax pot. You buy the best beads for your hair type. You're experimenting with how to warm it up properly so you don't burn your skin off. Figured it out a little bit. You're doing a patch test on your hand, do a patch test on your arm, and finally decide to apply it to your chin or your jawline or your sideburns, and it works. After your treatment, a couple days go by and you notice an ingrown, or you notice it's starting to look dark in your chin and your jawline as the months go on. So you reach out to an esthetician, they book you for an appointment, and now you're locked in with one of the city's best estheticians, but the hair is slowly getting worse. You notice that the hair is slowly expanding. What was a problem right here and right here is now a problem right here, and you're pissed. I want to show you a quick example of what someone's skin looks like right before they have had multiple wax sessions, because you don't find that often. Anytime you go on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, they always show you the most intense version of a wax session. But I want to come here and show you what someone's face looks like right when they get into waxing. In this photo, you can clearly see the old hyperpigmentation and the new hyperpigmentation. You can also see the more thick, coarse hairs compared to the very thin vellus and terminal vellus hairs that are starting to make their way up to the surface of the skin. It's insane. And this is how it starts. This is really how it starts. And this is also the time when you should really look into electrolysis. A session for this client's face takes no more than 20 or 30 minutes. And that's just tackling the thick hairs that they are very insecure about. The other thin hairs will just come over time, because those will have to actually be treated as well. More estheticians are becoming electrologists, and this is the reason why. This hormonal balance that their clients are experiencing is not something that can just be handled with a quick wax session. Oftentimes, following these wax sessions, many clients are confused, trying to figure out why they're still experiencing hyperpigmentation, why their skin still appears irritated, and where are these ingrowns coming from. So we all know what an ingrown hair is. It's basically when the hair decides not to exit out the skin. Instead, it decides to curl under the skin, which leads to everyone's guilty pleasure which is picking, which also leads to the hyperpigmentation. Ultimately, the goal is to get the hair to release so that we can get the hair out, remove it from the follicle so that it doesn't feel irritated. Ingrown hairs hurt. Ingrown hairs hurt so bad, so I completely get it. But picking at it is what's also causing more hyperpigmentation. Post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation is basically when the skin becomes irritated in patches after a wax session, and typically appears on those with darker skin tone. Heat and trauma from waxing can often lead to just an overall healing response of the skin that also leads to hyperpigmentation. And this just comes strictly from the heat and the motion of ripping the wax off your skin, but can also lead to hyperpigmentation. Skin irritation after a waxing session can appear differently depending on your skin tone. Most clients typically just get redness. Some clients may also experiencing like a slight texture, roughness or bumpiness. It really varies. So if you're not quite in the space to really dive into electrolysis yet, this is what I want you to do to help aid your skin before and after treatments. This will also help with the hyperpigmentation, skin irritation, as well as ingrown hairs. The first thing that you need to do is exfoliate. You absolutely have to exfoliate. Exfoliate before your treatments, in between treatments. You should really just be exfoliating in general. Like, you just have to exfoliate, and you don't have to go buy the most expensive product. My go-to to exfoliating is simple sugar and honey. That is what I like to use and what I also like to encourage my clients to use, and it works. It literally works for my clients that are getting electrolysis. I even ask them to do it. The next thing that you need to do is to apply sunscreen. You have to use sunscreen, babe. Sunscreen is literally the one thing that's gonna help with the hyperpigmentation. It's not gonna get rid of it completely, but it's gonna help. Right after treatments, I also encourage clients to use just some type of like aloe or cooling gel. Typically aloe is my go-to, but really just all natural products, things that you can buy in the grocery store, very inexpensive, those tend to work the best for me. Another option for treating your skin and just adding hydration is castor oil. I've seen some miracles with castor oil, and there's a few other oils I'll mention in some of my next videos, but castor oil tend to be the one that a lot of my clients rely on, and that has really transformed their skin while they're getting electrolysis here. And lastly, you need to hydrate. I encourage my clients to hydrate during their electrolysis treatments because it really does help with the pain and it helps remove the hair. But hydrating your skin in general, hydrating from the inside, strictly water. I'm not talking Diet Cokes and Moscato. You need to be drinking water, good water, okay? Water in the body does something. It does great things. So you need to make sure that you're hydrating. Water only. You need to drink water. I've shown you a photo of what my client's face looked like when she was just starting to experiment with waxing, though she has many years of plucking and tweezing at her face. This is what her face looks like now. Insane, complete opposite, because we got right down to it, because we were no longer causing any more trauma to her skin. When you're applying the wax, depending on whatever method that you're using, whether it's in home or with an esthetician, we're not having to apply so much trauma to the skin. It's all underneath the skin at appropriate settings so that, like I said, we're not causing any more damage, and therefore we're able to really target and reduce the hyperpigmentation. She's not experiencing any hyperpigmentation. It's all starting to fade away. It's gone. So you've made it this far in the video. And if you're here, this is the part where I tell you why waxing clients make some of the best electrolysis clients. As you've seen before, I showed you a quick photo of what a patch of hair looks like to a client that either just started waxing or slowly transitioning from tweezing their face. to waxing. It's very minimal. Those small spots of hair are so quick and easy to treat. You will save so much money and so much time if you come in when your annoying patch of hair is at that phase. Whereas for clients that have been coming from an esthetician that has been waxing their entire jawline up to their sideburns, on their cheeks, their upper lip, it's gonna take a lot more time, but it's not impossible, I promise. But the beauty about a client that comes from an esthetician that's been waxing is estheticians are professionals at what they do. They know exactly how to remove the hair from the root. Usually a person starts seeing an esthetician when their hairs are becoming unmanageable, meaning they're waxing their face at home, they're noticing all these ingrowns. You're experiencing a lot of ingrowns with in-home waxing because you may just be cutting the hair, or you may just not be pulling the hair exactly from the root. And this is happening because your hair grows in different directions. Typically the hairs on your face, on your lower chin, which a lot of clients experience, grow down. They grow down and then they kind of go out. It's a hard direction to explain right here on camera, but the esthetician knows how to remove the hair in a certain direction so they're not cutting it. Though some may experience some cutting of hairs, oftentimes that's when they go back in with the tweezers. Again, tweezing causes more hair to grow. I told you, I'm gonna say it over and over in this video. Tweezing causes more hair to grow. And you cannot wax your face without following up with tweezers. Why? Because wax doesn't grab all of the hair. Your hair is at this point in different stages of hair growth. And I'll talk about that in the next video. As always, thank you so much for watching my video, and don't forget to subscribe. My social media accounts are linked below. You can also follow my journey and the journey of others on my Instagram, as well as keep up with me on my actual website, where I answer questions and I blog about all things hair and skin. Thanks again. Bye.